What's up, guys? In this video we're going to take a look at Litecoin. The halving's coming up in under a month now, 29 days on estimated right now of August 5th 2019. Again, a lot of people are talking about, is Litecoin going to decrease into the halving, and we're going to take a look at that in this video. So far the momentum with Litecoin has been amazing the last few months, obviously bottoming in December at that nice $22 mark, but here we are now kind of trading at the bottom of this channel, kind of fighting with that 50-day moving average. I think that's a key thing right here. Also fighting with that key support right around 113, 114, 115 US dollars that we can see was a strong support during the bear market, and when it fell through that, really, I mean, that's when everything fell. That's when everything dropped. So here we have Litecoin right here. So again, the question is Litecoin going to continue to decline into the halving like it did in the last halving in 2015? Again, to start that question off, I think everything's a lot different from then, and I think we're seeing some much different signs. And for one thing, I want to point out what's going on in the entire market. I personally think there's a lot of things going on in the market that I think are very interesting, and that's with Bitcoin here. I'm going to do a separate video about this. This, I think, is very bullish. This scenario, from what I've seen, breaks to the upside more often than it doesn't break to the upside, meaning it doesn't break to the downside. So that's with Bitcoin. And of course, if Bitcoin breaks up, I think the rest of the market kind of follows with that. You see everything still locked in place, really. You don't see anything dipping a lot, anything increasing a lot, right? Everything's basically the same right now, as it always is. You can even just see from the 7-day price graph here, very little movement. You don't see huge dips, really, and huge drops. It's all basically flat lines for the most part. You see oddities in there a little bit, but again, right here, we're kind of right now for Litecoin facing a very critical point here. If we break much below this, then that might trigger a mass sell-off. But would that mean a bounce? Possibly. Again, most likely. People are going to want to buy this stuff up, in my opinion, I think. I think people really are eager to get in here with Litecoin and crypto in general, but especially Litecoin. So the bigger picture here with Bitcoin, with this broadening descending wedge or reverse head and shoulders, whatever you want to call it, both are bullish patterns. Both are continuation patterns. Both are healthy, and both would indicate about roughly similar price increases. And again, that's what I'm going to talk about in a different video in more detail. But yeah, both of those basically are the same thing. Both of them, based on lines I have here, would kind of break out at the same target, which I kind of talked a little bit about yesterday, but I want to go and talk a little bit about other stuff as it relates to this, because the pattern is really consolidating, and I think we're going to get a move there. But yeah, with Litecoin, you can see hugging this bottom channel here. If we go to the 4-hour, you can kind of get a better picture of this. You can see these three channels, the top, the middle, and the bottom here, traded in the bottom, bounced up to the middle, found resistance, found support, bounced up to the top, found resistance, bounced to the middle, found some support here, then ended up bouncing to the top, found resistance along the very top of this channel here, and then found a lot of support around the middle of the channel here, dropped, tried to bounce here and didn't, and it kind of fell through. And you can see we've really been trying to break out of this lower channel for a while now. You can see right here, really just trying to get above this, and we haven't been. And again, we're fighting with the moving averages right here too. We're about to get across here as well on the 4-hour, but you can see critical point there for Litecoin. So curious to know what you guys think. I really think Bitcoin's going to play into this heavily. Depending on what Bitcoin does over the next few days, I think it's going to be huge for Litecoin. And if Litecoin has a big break, that maybe could indicate like the last big move for Litecoin before the halving, or the halving might be totally irrelevant in terms of a nice price drop off. Maybe there won't even be one. Again, I think things are a lot different now, so I wouldn't be shocked if there wasn't anything like a huge sell-off similar to the last halving. Again, 2015 to now, totally different environment, totally different interest in the space. It's so much different. So I don't think it would be fair to compare the two. I think Litecoin, again, is in a much different place, as well as the entire space. So again, I don't necessarily think, even if we did break out of this channel and go down, even if Bitcoin did get rejected here, which seems like a very bullish pattern, I'm expecting a move up. If this did break down for whatever reason, it's less likely to do that, but if it did, I'm sure Litecoin would follow. I'm sure the rest of the entire market would follow. But would that spell doom and then a continued pattern like this? I don't think so at all. I don't think we're Gonna see $60 Litecoin again? I really don't. The entire market would have to have a big downward momentum, or a big downward momentum shift, I think, for that to happen, and I just don't see it happening. But yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Do you think that's the case? Many people are really bullish right now, but again, we're kind of in this limbo period where people are just waiting to see what happens. And I think it's really predicated on Bitcoin at this point. So yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.